Your Vizio TV is shutting itself off and it is not warning you. Could be mid-show, could be mid-game, could happen the moment you sit down with something to eat. Before you start pricing replacements or calling a technician, know this. The vast majority of Vizio TVs that keep turning off are not broken. They are obeying a setting. Here's how to find it and turn it off for good. Number 6. Disable the sleep timer. This is the first setting to check and the one most people forget they ever turned on. The sleep timer tells your Vizio TV to shut down after a set number of minutes, regardless of what is playing or whether anyone is watching. It exists as a power-saving feature, but once enabled, it keeps running silently until someone turns it off. To get to it, press the menu button on your Vizio remote and navigate to Settings, then Display and Sound, then Power. Look for Sleep Timer. If it is set to any time interval, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, that is why your TV keeps going dark at predictable intervals. Set it to off. The TV will not shut itself down on a schedule anymore. Test by leaving it running for longer than the interval it was previously set to and confirm it stays on. For many people, this is the only fix they will ever need. Number 5. Turn off Auto Power Off. Vizio TVs ship from the factory with Auto Power Off enabled by default. Most buyers never know this. The default is set to power the TV down after 10 minutes of detecting no signal on the current input, meaning if nothing is actively broadcasting on that source, the TV cuts itself off. This trips people up most often when using a cable box or game console that enters standby mode or when watching content from a device that pauses on a static screen. The TV detects no active signal, counts down, and powers off. To disable it, go to Menu, then System, then Power Mode. Find Auto Power Off and switch it to Off. If your Vizio menu looks different depending on the model, check under Settings, then Timers. The option will be labeled No Signal Auto Power Off or something similar. Once disabled, the TV will stop treating signal pauses as an invitation to shut down. Number 4. Check and disable CEC. CEC stands for Consumer Electronics Control. It is the technology that lets devices connected through HDMI talk to each other and share commands. On Vizio TVs, the feature is called CEC or SmartCast. The idea is convenient. Your TV turns on when your Blu-ray player turns on. The problem is, it works in reverse too. When a connected device, a streaming stick, game console, soundbar, or cable box, powers itself off, it can send a shutdown command through the HDMI cable that tells your Vizio to turn off along with it. You think your TV is malfunctioning. It is actually doing exactly what it was told. To disable CEC on a Vizio, press Menu on the remote and go to System, then CEC, and set it to Disable. Also check the settings of each HDMI device you own and look for CEC HDMI Control or SimpLink and disable it from their side as well. After turning this off, reconnect everything and see whether the random power-offs stop. Tell us in the comments how long your TV was going off before you found the actual cause. You might be surprised how common this is. Number 3. Remove the remote's batteries and test. A stuck or weakening power button on a TV remote can send a continuous or repeated power signal to the TV without you pressing anything deliberately. This is more common than it sounds. A remote that has been dropped, had liquid near it, or simply aged can have buttons that register false inputs from battery contact or internal shorts. Remove the batteries from your Vizio remote entirely. If you have a secondary remote from a Roku stick, Fire TV, or any streaming device in the same room, remove those batteries too. IR remotes work line of sight, and another device's power button aimed at the TV can trigger it just as effectively as your own. Leave the TV running with no remotes active in the room for 30 to 60 minutes. If it stays on the entire time with no remote batteries installed, the issue is the remote. Replace the batteries with fresh ones and test the power button specifically to see if it feels stuck or unresponsive before reassembling. Number 2. Fix overheating. Vizio TVs have a built-in thermal protection system that powers the TV down automatically when internal temperatures get too high. This is a safety feature, but it means an overheating TV looks exactly like a TV with a settings problem. It just turns off. The difference is that overheating will keep happening until the ventilation issue is fixed. Check the space around your TV. There should be at least 4 inches of clearance on all sides, including the top. Vizio TVs mounted in enclosed entertainment centers, pressed against walls, or surrounded by other electronics that generate heat are most susceptible. The vents on the back of the TV need airflow to work. Also check the vents themselves for dust buildup. A can of compressed air pointed at the rear vents can clear accumulated dust that restricts airflow over months and years of use. After clearing the area and the vents, allow the TV to cool for 30 minutes before powering it back on. Number 1. Update firmware and power cycle the TV. When every setting has been checked and disabled, and the TV still powers off on its own, a software bug in the firmware or a corrupted system state is the most likely remaining cause. Power cycling first, unplug the TV from the wall completely, wait a full 60 seconds, then plug it directly into a wall outlet bypassing any power strip. While unplugged, press and hold the physical power button on the TV body for 30 seconds to drain residual charge from the internal components. This clears temporary error states that a standby restart cannot reach. For firmware, press Menu on the remote and navigate to System, then check for updates. If an update is available, install it and allow the TV to restart completely. Vizio releases firmware updates that specifically address power management bugs, unexpected shutoff behavior, and stability issues. Running outdated software on a TV that is already misbehaving is keeping a known problem alive.